Good morning for bee buzzers. Just a little bit after 5:33. All right, so we'd have to round up to 6 in the morning, and you can see here a wonderful sunrise. And I'll do the acknowledgements. Acknowledgements are the thank yous for people that might have helped or did help, actually. Did that helped? Okay, let's just say they helped. Jessica, Scott, Curran do her book. So the generosity of Nova Scotians is legendary, and the time Gypsy or Gussie, Gypsy, I don't know how I got that one. Gussie Rhino took me out on his lobster boat in Sambro Harbor for some beginner lobster hauling lessons was no exception. The gray palette day featured fog mixed with drizzle, and that is pretty much yeah, that's a common place to have the mixed fog and drizzle on the coasts of Nova Scotia. Many of the pots came up empty. He referred to this one as changing the water in the traps. That's funny. And we ended up tossing most of the lobsters we did catch, or bugs as he liked to call them, back into the sea. They were either too small or were buried females carrying thousands of eggs, those little orangish eggs. I am fascinated by our relationship with creatures we eat. At times, Gus yanked snapping lobsters out of their traps none too gently and chucked them partially chewed fish heads that they used as bait into a waste bucket, occasionally missing and hitting me with the leg instead. At other times, he carefully lowered errant little crabs who had been captured back into the water, but then later gathered up a few of them to crush under the heel of his no nonsense rubber boot and used as bait for the final traps when he ran out of fish heads. Gus had a job to do, and he loved his work, much like Graham's dad. I also want to thank staff employed on various floors of the Museum of Natural History in Halifax and who advised me about lobsters and the lobster communities they knew: Victoria Castle, Andrew Hebda, Mary McDonald, and Daniel McDonald, and Paul Collins boundless passion for rural royal. There is urban and then there's rural. Museums provided at endless sources for story ideas. And Michelle Davy, the manager of the Northumberland Fisheries Museum in Pictou, or Pictou, home of the Hector. That's a ship that people came over on from the old country. Proved inspirational because of her love of all artifacts relating to fishing. I say the Hector because we actually went to a wedding on the actual ship itself. Finally, I would like to thank you and thank the wonderful supporter editor Sheila Berry, Lighthouse Beacon of Guidance, and former townie from Newfoundland. Pam Young, who helps run our household and who, among many things, fished lobster for over a decade, and my husband Peter, who always buoys my spirit and who always makes exceptional lobster bisque. Wow, lobster bisque. You can get lobster bisque at Joey's Only Fish House here in Grand Prairie, but it wouldn't be as good as Peter's, that's for sure. But it is tasty if you want to go there today. Have a great one for bees. Yeah, this is awesome. You can see the wonderful, and I'll open this window so you don't have to see through the all the cracks of our trips. I think these are mostly from the Yukon when we were up in the Yukon couple of years ago, but you can see that beautiful sunset, and so forth. So that's a wonderful book, Lower the Trap. It's a trilogy, I believe. It's got this is the first book, and then hopefully we'll get into the second book next year when we return. So we might even have a book study. Wouldn't that be fun to do a little book study on the book, the second book, and maybe we'll invite the grade five you guys back to our grade four classroom because you guys will be all in grade five. So hopefully you guys will come back and we'll maybe do the book study. All right. You guys take care, and here it is, and bye for now, and we'll see you soon.